Welcome back to Your Starters, One Player, 10 Questions, 10 Answers, episode number 31, featuring Tufa Attack, Mastermind, RatODoom. Hey man,
Hey, how's it going?
good, nice to have you here. And yeah, it always takes some time to set up everything, with the interviews and to find the right time zone, because like people everywhere, like today I had South Africa, Indonesia. No, he was in Saudi Arabia actually, and then one in the USA, and it's a global thing. The startless. Cool. Yeah. We just start with the first question. Is actually, how old are you and where are you from? You don't need to answer anything like age and stuff. You can lie or just don't say it. But I'm interested. Where are you from? So yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I mean, I have no qualms about sharing my age. That's no problem. I'm 37, I'm from Utah, small town outside of Salt Lake.
Nice. Another American, the land of the free. I think that the majority of the players from Startless are Americans, but yeah, that's nice. But America's big, and they all have different tastes and different areas. Like it's a huge country, so cool. Utah. I wish one day like I can go there, but that's nice.
It's a
Cool.
pretty cool state. You should definitely stop in sometime. I'll buy you a
I
beer.
that's At the moment I'm collecting like 50 different meals in 50 different countries and beers and drinking. Like at some point I need to start traveling. Or I hope we can make it all in one place, like a Startless convention, and then meet everybody in real life. That would be the perfect thing. Yeah, but definitely if I come to Utah, I give you a message and then we can drink a beer for sure. Nice. Second question is more like, how did you get into the crypto? If you're into crypto, like, but you're in Startless, so you probably are in crypto. So
Yeah, no, crypto originally attracted me because I was an investor in the stock market. I did a lot of like really low cap, low cost stocks and stuff like that. And made a little money there. I wouldn't say I didn't get rich or nothing, but I made some money. I'm proud of it. And a buddy of mine, he told me about crypto. Well, actually, I started mining Ethereum years ago. That's a story for another time, really.
yeah,
But
me
to
too,
be
me
to
too.
be
I started with Ethereum mining as well. Nice.
and then yeah, I hit the Shiba boom, made some money there,
Mm,
and then went to Star Atlas basically.
cool.
And
Nice.
my buddy Sinbad, you'll probably meet him eventually. He's a pretty cool dude, and he's into this too. He's just not really into the Discord as much, but he's the one who actually directed me to Star Atlas directly.
You can tell his name or
Yeah, Sinbad. He goes by Sinbad on
Sinbad?
his gamer
Oh,
handle.
is Sinbad from the Sinbad 1001 Nights? It's called in German. Don't know if Sinbad and
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Arabian Nights type thing or something
Arabian,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, nice. So thanks to Sinbad to getting you here, and like we all have to thank him at some point when your game is gonna come out. We talk about it later, actually. We just go on with the question now, but thanks to Sinbad. Okay, and you a gamer? I know you're a gamer. You must be a gamer. And what's the first computer game you ever played? And what's your all-time favorite game?
Well, I guess that all defines what you define as a computer. Mainly, like if you're talking
All,
Atari, yeah, that would
everything.
be.
Computer games, like console, it doesn't matter. Like all the. What's the first one? And how did you?
So my first computer was this crappy little green screen. It was all just one green screen, no
Oh,
other colors.
nice.
And it was all text-based stuff. So that's how I kind of got into coding initially. I was a really young kid, and I was learning things like GW Basic, Q Basic. These are super old programming languages.
Cool, cool.
You,
We had
you
a
had to
guy here
label
before.
things line by line.
We had a guy here before in the interview series. I think his video came out today, and his dad was programming in QBasic, and I did a little look up in Google, and because he told me a game, something. gorillas or something, and it was for C basic and very simple, but with like a trajectory shooter thing. Like you had two gorillas shooting each other with bananas. Like I never heard about it before, but yeah, well, like the good old days. And I actually, before I got my C64, I'm from East Germany, and we actually had a lot of the monochrome. Like we had computers even in East Germany, really bad ones, like some probably fake DOS things. But yeah, there were all this like tiny green screen thing, and but we don't had any games. Like it was just, and I was too young, I didn't understand anything. But yeah, I know the old machines. Cool.
Well, there was actually a couple of games on the old DOS thing. I don't know if you ever heard of them or looked at them, but you should take a
Mm.
look. They're funny. The main one that I played a lot of, it was called Inside Trader. It was actually like a play on stock trading, and you'd like people would be like trying to sell you information, and it was all text based. You had like a ticker and stuff and all that. And that was probably actually one of the first computer games I ever played, honestly.
I played some text-based stuff like the ones where you go into a room, like it's just you go into a room and then you have to type in like search and go north, go west or south and these games, but they were so complicated like for me, like, and it was always with the language the problem. I didn't speak so much English, so I always got stuck in the first level. But yeah.
Don't feel bad, we all did.
Mm. And the old
Didn't
days,
matter.
yeah, you had to buy a magazine with the complete walkthrough and stuff like that. I remember like for the games which came later, like Zack McCracken and stuff. They been super nice, but like you never had the chance to make it through without any type of help. But-
Yeah.
So and then you moved on. What was the first like modern game or console? You had consoles as well. You said.
So I had kind of a different upbringing. My mother she was a single mom, and she had a different opinion about video games. So early on in my life, I had to kind of really sneak around to play video games, because she wasn't having that, more or less.
Yeah.
But one day, I worked hard. We didn't have a lot, so I used to fix bikes. Actually, when I was a little kid, I'd fix my buddies' bikes. They pay me some money. I saved up my money, got myself a Sega Genesis. That was the first
Hmm.
console I ever owned, and
Nice.
I bought like a whole stack of games too. It was like three, those old cassette tape cases,
Yeah.
the black ones. Yeah, I bought like three of those full games, just packed full of games. I played for like 3 weeks straight. I swear I didn't sleep, nothing.
Sega Genesis. It was the 16-bit one, right? It was the second one, like the first one, because in Germany it was different. In Germany, it was called Sega Mega Drive or something. Yeah.
Master System, probably.
Master System, and then the Genesis over here was called Mega Drive, and for you it was the Genesis, I think.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
Genesis. Or you might have been thinking about what we called Sega CD. It was like a
No,
little
that
CD
came.
attachment.
The CD32 came, that's Amiga CD32, but the Mega Drive with CD came a little bit later, but it wasn't very popular, so I think they stopped it after some time probably. And then
Too expensive.
then the Saturn came, Sega Saturn or something. Or no, the
Oh,
game,
Saturn. Yes.
or the GameCube. No, the GameCube was no, that was Nintendo. Saturn, yeah, the Saturn came after the
Yes.
Genesis.
Yeah. Saturn and Nintendo 64 were the competing consoles with each other at that
Yeah,
time.
yeah. And then PlayStation came, it changed everything. Yeah, nice
Oh,
history.
PlayStation was what, 32-bit? Yeah, so
No,
32-bit
no,
was PlayStation.
yeah,
And then you went
N6.
to it was PlayStation 2 was N64.
Yeah, cool. But what's your all-time favorite game? Like the game you spent the most time with, so to say. Or
Well, it depends on the genre.
okay,
I
okay.
mean, if you
Tell,
boil
tell,
down to
tell,
RPGs,
tell me all of them.
so
All of them.
if you boil down to RPGs, you've got Final Fantasy VII, hands
Ooh,
down the greatest RPG of
ooh,
all time.
ooh, ooh, ooh. We had a
It,
guy here before. Finally, oh. the Chocobo thing, like I'm repeating myself probably. Final Fantasy 7. Crazy.
It was all about materia.
I took 2 weeks off. I went to the doctor and said, I'm sick, I'm sick. And then I played two weeks long. I played Final Fantasy 7 day and night. And I got stuck on the Chocobo breeding. And I had to call the helpline. And I paid a lot of money for the helpline to find out which Chocobos to crossbreed to get the black one or the golden one. I think that you needed the black one so you can go to another area. Oh, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
an S-class black and an S-class yellow. That was how you got a
But
gold.
I didn't know that, so yeah. Cool. And other genres, you play strategy or action?
Yeah, strategy. So strategy, StarCraft. I love the StarCraft series.
The
I
best one.
used to really love the Warcraft series, but they kind of went off the rails in Warcraft
Mm,
3. So, I mean, StarCraft is just 10 times better in that respect, honestly.
yeah,
And then
StarCraft.
lastly, shooters. Oh, shooters. That's a tough one. I'd have to say something like Paladins or, I mean, Warzone's good, but there's too many hackers there still, even to this day. And
They all got
uh,
problems with the hackers.
yeah, anymore, it's bad, you know?
I I I I went like I big Counter Strike, like was gaming for years. Counter Strike. I came from Quake 3 Unreal Tournament and then Counter Strike for many years. But the latest, I think the best one at the moment, you can argue, but I think it's Tarkov actually, the Russian one, Escape from Tarkov. Like this is for me, it's like because it got that mixture between shooter and RPG a little bit, and like progressing and building the guns and all this kind of nice stuff. Um,
That's a good point. Actually, I never really thought of it in that respect, but you actually reminded me of my real favorite
okay,
original
good.
game,
Okay.
which is you mentioned Quake 3, which Quake 3 Arena was probably one of
Oh,
my all-time favorites, I would say for
oh
sure.
yeah, yeah. That
But
was.
Quake 2 was actually the best shooter.
Did you? I had an interview. I think it was with Co, and Co hooked me up with. There is a Quake-free arena on blockchain. I don't remember the blockchain, but he sent me the links and everything. I got signed up. A Quake-free arena on blockchain with crypto on cryptocurrency. You can earn like not much. It's very minimal, but like there is a Quake-free blockchain game. Yeah, kind of
Dude,
nice.
send me the link. I want to
Uh,
go blow some people up, dude.
yeah, I send you the link afterwards. Nice. Cool. Okay, gaming is always very interesting for me because I gamed so much. I wasted half my life with gaming. Yeah. But up to the next question, like now we go into the music. Like, what kind of music do you like?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen too much of Tufa Attack, but if you have, the background music is techno, and honestly, that's it. I love techno. I love oldies. I love a little bit of rock, but really, techno is where it's at for me, especially break beats or dubstep, things like that. I love
Oh,
the
nice.
wah-wahs,
I,
man.
I I like dubstep a lot. Cool. Nice. I'm a big fan of techno. Huh? It involved like I was into like punk grunge and then I went into hip hop and but then I got more and more electronic. I did some music myself and we had a club and stuff like that. Yeah, I love and like Berlin is pretty good for techno. Like you can go out. I I think I can go out. Now it's 4 a.m. on Wednesday morning, but I could go somewhere and there would be a party and there would be some techno. So that's kind of cool. Yeah,
That sounds pretty
nice.
sick, actually. It'd be
Yeah,
cool to just be able to go out and do something like that randomly.
yeah. Sometimes I do, but I'm getting old. But yeah, it's possible. Cool. Next question. Now it's about the movies. What's your favorite movie?
Ooh,
Oh, top
I know
three,
that.
top five. Yeah, I know it's
Yeah,
difficult.
let's do top three for sure. Top three for sure, because I
Okay.
got to cover a couple genres for sure.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, like I'm a big book guy. I read a lot of books when I was a kid, and so I like
Nice.
to watch the movies. I like to watch the movies that were based on those books, just to see how they did, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so probably one of the best interpretations of a book into a movie. There's two of them really, and they're two of my favorite movies, honestly, is Ender's Game and
Mm,
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
nice. That's two
Uh,
classics. Mm.
those are great, great movies. And
Mm.
then the third one, it kind of sums up a few movies. It's basically any Iron Man movie. I'm a huge Iron Man buff.
Ooh,
Like, I envision myself as an Iron Man one day, maybe, flying
nice.
around, saving people. Be cool.
So you're probably an Ustor for faction, or you Mud?
Mud all day, every day.
Mud. I'm a Ustor. Wait. I have this voice now, I can transform into an Ustor.
That's cool, though. That's
uh,
interesting.
uh, uh, yeah, I'm a big sci-fi fan myself also. Iron Man is interesting. Mm, I went also at a comic collection and stuff. I'm a very critic of comic adaptation movies like Iron Man and Spider-Man. It's always kind of it's nice, but also with the books before, sometimes you know a book, you love a book, and then you see the movie and you're kind of disappointed because
Yeah,
when you read it, you imagine everything, and then you see the movie and it's maybe not how you imagine it. But yeah, all free, full
I
movie.
will say,
Mm,
I will say, I'm very thankful that they chose Robert Downey Jr. for
mm.
the actor because he, in my opinion, like that's how I always envisioned Tony Stark as like basically a hyper intelligent dickhead, more or less.
He's
And
funny.
he did a good job. He did a real good job with that. I do agree there was a few things lacking here and there, like the arc reactor and the way they explained all that and stuff was really they didn't do so well on that. I agree.
It depends. Like it's hard, but I'm critic. Like not a big fan of all the Captain America and stuff. It's all yeah. Sometimes it loses the charm from the comics or books. But yeah, so
I
good,
agree.
the good movies. Cool. We got the movies out of it. I
Like
think. Yeah.
one last thing I'll
Okay.
say on the line of what you said was
Yeah.
just that Green Lantern was ruined for me. Like I really liked Green
The,
Lantern
the,
in the
the,
comics.
That's some are good, how to say, but some are like yeah, it ruins it sometimes. It's the same with remakes, like all the remakes. Like some remakes are really good. How did you like the Dune remake? You probably know both the old one and the new one. How did you like it?
Um, I
What?
mean, they did okay. It was okay. For what they were trying to achieve, it was good. You can't really pass up the original man, Muad'Dib, and like the original. I can't remember the voice thing now. The name of the voice. Uh, Whatever. You
Yeah,
know what I'm talking about, though.
yeah. Cool.
But they did
Yeah,
okay.
the visuals were good. I think the visuals were pretty nice ships and pretty nice. Like was good. And the story they didn't change too much actually, so it was okay. Cool. And now to best part or second best part to the food. What kind of food do you like? I know these
If
very
it
banal questions, but I like to have it simple. It's like, yeah, what's your favorite
well,
food?
if you could boil it down to a food group, I'm probably honestly a noodle guy. Is the best way to put it. I love
Noodle,
noodles, pastas,
pasta.
anything like that. Like I just made stroganoff for dinner for my family tonight.
Beef
Just
stroganoff. Ooh, very, very good.
I come from a cook family, so it's really
Oh,
hard to peg down a favorite food when you know how to make quite a few different things that actually taste good.
it's you the second cook tonight because I had Ogie before. I don't know if you know Ogie. He's from the club and he's always posting. There's a channel in the Discord, the food channel, and he's always posting the nice food and yeah, nice. But with stroganoff is what's your favorite? What's your favorite food? Just pasta or
I'd have
yeah.
to say, like, if you want to get down to it, like a down home classic. So I've got three that I make all the time:
Okay, yeah. Mhm.
spaghetti, and I just do traditional, with either sausage or hamburger, and then uh usually like olives and mushrooms and then sauce, and then noodles, of course. And then stroganoff, it's about the same. It's just like a white sauce stroganoff. It's not really not like the
Oh,
brown gravy one. I don't really like the
uh-huh.
brown gravy one. I make a white gravy version.
Over
It's
here, the stroganoff is more like a paprika, like a more reddish, like tomato paprika type of.
okay, okay. Well, if you ever get a chance, try about equal parts mushroom soup and sour cream with just a little bit of milk. Makes
Mhm.
a delicious sauce. You throw a little seasoning in there, it's great.
Have to try. I have to try. Cool.
And then
So,
the last one, sorry, I'm not trying to take
okay.
up too much time. I apologize.
No, we have time. We have time as much as you want.
This is the one that I actually spent a lot of years working on. It's my kind of my pride and joy. I call it the homemade cheesy noodles, basically, and it's just steak chunks, a homemade cheese sauce, like total from scratch cheese sauce, and then big old chunks of mushrooms all sautéed up till they're crispy and stuff and thrown in there. Oh yeah.
Nice. Sounds delicious. You have to send me a picture. Nice.
Sure thing. Yeah, sure thing.
Cool, 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 cool. So, food is always I'm always hungry after talking about food, so yeah, I try to be quick on that question. But now we get two more important questions. How did you find Star Atlas?
Well, I mean, so we sort of did cover this before, but I'll go into a little more detail.
Okay,
So I'm a member, and I'm technically, I wouldn't say like leader, but I'm like the one of the founders of this gaming community. It's called the Coconut Bandits. Like you can see it in my name
CB,
right there. It says
CB.
yeah,
Yeah,
CB.
good, good. Yeah, Coconut Bandits. I was wondering, are they like actively recruiting in Star Atlas, or is it just
We're not a community centered around Star Atlas. This is a separate thing from Star Atlas.
okay?
We just have a little area in it for the people that are interested in it, but not everybody's a part of it.
Hmm.
And but yeah, no, that he this the guy I mentioned before, Sinbad, he's a member of that community. We've been playing video games with him for about I'd say about 3 or 4 years now ish.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a real cool dude, real smart. He does like reactor welding or something like that. He's got some crazy job, but he's always into getting cryptos and trying to make money off them, and he really does quite well for himself, actually.
Yeah. So, and that's how so thanks to Sinbad again, like second time, but yeah,
Yeah.
cool. And why are you still here? What got you hooked? Like, what made you
Well,
stay? Because some people might already left, and others like I think the older generation is more patient, so to say. But like, what made you stay? And like, what made you create Tufa Attack? And yeah, well,
well, the best way to put it is this. I read everything in the paperwork, the first time around. I haven't stayed current lately,
okay.
but all the previous stuff and what they were trying to achieve and things like that. I went through all that, and then the community. Once I really, because I have a hard time meeting new people sometimes, I just don't do so well with them. Sometimes they'll rub me the wrong way, or I'll rub them the wrong way. So when I first joined the community, I was in the Discord watching you guys talk for a few weeks, probably. And then just one day I just chimed in, and you guys kind of welcomed me in, and that was a big part of it, was the community and just what they're trying to achieve. And then when I looked into Solana and what Solana's trying to achieve, I mean, it all fits together. It's this puzzle that just works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's similar to say for all of us actually. Like come in and then in the beginning you look. I was like that too. I just looked and looked and then I started chatting and then I met some people and they all were very friendly and later on in the voice chat and yeah, I made a lot of friends already. It's really good. And it's different to other communities, I have to say, but it's really really nice. Cool, and this guy here, Santi, he will be happy to hear. He's always happy about all the community things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the most important question of them all: what's your favorite ship? Is it? Yeah, maybe it is. It should be the Tufa. Yeah, but maybe not.
I mean, I love the concept of the Tufas, and the Tufa Feist is a super cool ship. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
I think it's awesome, but I feel like we need more Tufas for one. There's not enough out there at this
Okay.
point. And but honestly, if you want to get technical, the two ships that I like the most, these are my
Okay.
two favorite ships,
Yeah.
is up until some of the GA 1 releases, it was all about the Ogrica Thripid. Loved the Ogrica Thripid. So cool looking.
Yeah.
Just looks brutal, those cannons coming off it. Oh, yeah. And then last but not least, since they've released it, I have really super grown fond of the Vizus Ballad.
Also
I
nice
love
ship.
the way it looks.
Yeah. It's a little bit above my price class maybe, but yeah, it's nice.
Oh
One
yeah,
day,
I'll be lucky if I ever get one of those. I'll tell you
yeah,
that. You know,
yeah,
I'm well to do, but I don't got 30 grand lying around. You know,
yeah, yeah. But maybe one day, maybe we build one, or you get your friends over from CB and like have a nice guild and maybe build one with a guild or something like that. It's maybe achievable, you
that
know?
would be cool. That would be cool. I mean, I'm probably gonna just as soon as we can build the big ships like the capital ships. If I'm building capital ships based on the ones we have now, it's C11s or Trieros, hands down.
Yeah, and the other idea would be if Tufa Attack is on every gambling machine in the Atlas, like everywhere in the showrooms, and then each time you have to play, you have to pay one Atlas. Then you get rich and you can buy all the big ships.
I mean, that would be super cool.
Imagine like
I
everybody
do.
had to put in one atlas for play again, one atlas. You could adjust the difficulty a little bit, you know, and make a lot of atlas just from people playing the game. That would be so cool. Yeah,
I will say, like the initial thought behind this was never to really make any fashion of
no,
profit or anything like that. It was really just more to be a learning experience, you know.
yeah,
And I've learned a lot. I've learned. I knew quite a bit before, but all the little things that I was missing, I've got all those little puzzle pieces for the most part now, which is vital in what I consider my future,
yeah.
which is I want to be a developer, like a full-time developer one of these days. But yeah, the hopes is maybe somebody out there will be friendly. Maybe we can get a couple ships out of this. You know, that'd be cool. I mean, we do have a donation link up on our site and everything, so you never know.
You never know. Cool. We got the ships covered already. The last question. What are your future goals in Atlas? We already started a little bit, but like you plan to do something big or yeah, make more games or create something within Atlas, or you just want to fly around and shoot people, or what do you expect in the future?
Well, when it comes to space games, I can be a fickle beast sometimes. I some days I'll be out PvPing all day. Some
Hmm.
days I'll be like screw this, I need to grind cash so I can buy the next biggest ship or whatever, you know. And that's what I'll be doing. I'll be like out mining asteroids or running shipments or whatever. But in those situations with the types of ships we have, we're gonna have to have friends with us because you know a horde of Tufas comes popping out while you're trying to mine asteroids is gonna be a bad day, you know. Yeah, out of all those things, I mean, my biggest goal, like if I had a huge goal, would be to have enough of the political power in the game to hold a sector of my own that not just some random Joe Blow could come in and mess with, you know,
Okay.
and then make kind of like a safe haven for the lessers, or maybe not the lessers is probably the wrong word, but like the people that didn't want to join the big teams or things like that, make kind of like a home for them a little bit, you know.
Yeah, it's quite a few people, like a lot people planning stuff like this, you know, and like support line and others, like they mostly want to stay independent, but like you have to, at some point, I think you have to work together and make a kind of loose alliance with them, and then maybe you can, as you said, take over a part of the metaverse or galaxy or whatever it's called, and like put the police together and like have this own controlled areas where solo players can fly around and stuff like that. Would be cool. Because
That's kind of the idea.
yeah, it's gonna be tough against the big ones, you know. If you see them, like it's really scary. Like watch the club or AVR and look at them, and their wallets, and you think like, oh my god, like it's yeah, single players,
Oh,
it will be tough maybe. But on the other hand, there's always a place like for people like flying around, and I don't worry too much actually. Yeah, nice.
I'll be serious on that one thing. I've played a
Mm,
lot of survival-oriented video games,
okay.
and one thing that I have always seen is big companies, they come and they go.
Mm,
The players will be there for a while. They may even be aggressive or trolly, and they're having fun. But at one point or another, life happens. A couple of guys aren't around as much, and some other people aren't around as much, and it's this cascade effect that happens. And a lot of larger companies will not have plans in place for that. They're not ready for the lack of players and what they're going to do to maintain themselves while they wait for them to come back. That's a very big focus for any of these companies out there that are working on being big, powerful forces in the galaxy or whatever you want to call it. They need to have contingencies for lack of players, because that is what kills large companies in every single game that I've played like this. You
uh,
look at Ark, you look at Atlas, and this is not Star Atlas. This is another game that's called Atlas. That's a survival game.
um,
That these games, they're huge companies in there. I'm not going to list them off because there's probably some copyright crap that we need to avoid.
uh,
But yeah,
could be, could be.
they rise up and they have a big player base, and then when people get bored, it just peters off, and then they go back down to a small company again. And even though there's money in this, it's not going to be like that forever. People are going to get bored, they're going to go do something else. It's what always happens.
Interesting, yeah. We will see how it will play out, but yeah, nice. And yeah, I always do the little bonus question. Now we can talk all about Tufa Attack, or shout outs to anybody, to you guys at CB, or
I'm going to say right now, like, I only thing I can say that's super super cool is, yes, we're getting ready to release the game soon. I don't want to give a definitive date. And when we do release the game, there's some really cool stuff going on around that time that has to do with Tufa Attack.
cool,
Beyond
cool.
beyond that, the design of Tufa Attack and everything has been more or less wrapped up. I've got some minor UI issues I got to work out. I got some polishing to do on the AIs and on the first boss. But other than that, the game's pretty much fully functional at this point.
Cool, cool. Like I started my own thing 2 months ago or something. Of course, when Santi said he needs a game, I just made a the Flappy Bird clone. Like I just took a YouTube. I did some games before, like some programming, but more like on Android Studio. And then I just downloaded Unity and started a tutorial. It went pretty well, like, but then it's always the little details, like put in the leaderboard, and then the score doesn't work, or the upload to the server doesn't work, or like you change something in a level, and then it fucks something else up. And yeah, it's always the details. Like it's easy, it sounds so easy, even like I checked the game maker out, because at some point in the brew you said you're doing it with the maker, and
Yep.
like you do the tutorial, you copy everything and you learn everything, but then it's the details, and that's what takes so much time. And now for a month or so, when I started the startless TV thing, I haven't even opened Unity. I feel bad about it somehow, because sometimes people are asking what's wrong, and yeah, it's just you can waste a lot of time in it, and like, is it worth it? We will see. But yeah, I have to get back to it. I feel kind of bad about it, but
So if you'd like a little advice,
mm,
it's nothing extreme or anything, but think about what you're trying to achieve with your engine, right? Your goal is to build yourself an engine for a game, more or less, is what you're trying to do. So you want to think about the things that you're going to build to do that engine or whatever, right? So in your case, with your Flappy Bird game, or Flappy Loby, is that what it was, right?
I have a lot of ideas. Like I've can expand it endlessly, like from the ideas. It's just like the time to do it. Like I want to have Santi fighting somebody. It's called Escape the Fat, Santi fighting somebody, then uh, needs to escape with other people coming, and then he finds the lobby, and the lobby is broken, and then he starts flying with the lobby, the Flappy Bird thing, and then stuff after the first level and second level it gets tougher, and other he gets chased, and tons of ideas. It just like it takes a lot of time, and then I'm in Discord, I'm in a few other projects, I have to check all my other NFTs, and then I started start last year, like in 1 month I made like 35 videos or something. So then editing, and at some point it's everything is too much, Yeah, that's I like that's also I try Pixel helping me now here in Startless TV with some graphics, and Benny with the editing, and you need some people like to help you out, because if you do everything on your own, it's crazy.
Yeah, you need a support structure for sure.
Uh,
That's very
uh,
important. And Sprite is just, I do want to give him a special shout out real
yeah,
quick because without him, Tufa Attack would not have been possible, hands
he's
down.
he's always very
He,
helpful. You tell him, oh, I need a what you think, and then he sends me like 10 different pictures, and I can choose one, and it's super cool guy. Like I really, yeah, I'm very thankful to him as well. Shout outs to
yeah, I
Pixel.
mean, I hope we're friends forever. Like, I'm hoping that, like, you understand, like, we started this studios, RatODoom Studios and stuff together now, right? So
Hmm.
we actually have forward thinking thoughts. I have other games that I have in the back burner that I've been wanting to do. And now with the graphics guy that, he's a very encouraging person, he likes the way that I do things. It helps motivate me. And then I have that resource with him as well, that he's able to provide me with those assets that I can use to build these games. And that's just,
It all
I
depends.
couldn't,
I guess now it's more the first one is always the experimenting thing. You see how it goes, and then maybe if it's good and everything is well, then you can start the next project, and then you might even can make it commercial or something, or good enough so people are willing maybe to pay a little bit or something like that. It all depends, or you can put ads in it. Like that's the goal in Startless as well. At some point everybody, every one of us who wants to play the game and earn money with it needs to find a job within the metaverse. And if you do like gambling machines or something, also arcade machines, that's something possible. It would be really cool. Like,
well, I mean, we do have a lot of options with that too. So,
hmm,
one thing I do want to point out is for people in the future, if they are wanting to do any type of like sponsored events or like championships or anything like that with Tufa Attack, we could actually do those kind of things. We have that functionality within there where we can utilize our services for anyone within the community. And obviously, like you know what I'm talking about, like buy-in tournaments, stuff like that, things that people do like for like Magic the Gathering and other common games. um could be an option with this as well, and other games that we're coming up with, like
I mean, it's
oh and
difficult. It's always like for me, I don't want to do any ads and stuff, and like it's always a good thing, bad thing to go commercial, but yeah, it
no, ad
depends.
free is the way to be. We're not looking to do ads. Like if we get popular, it's going to be by word of mouth. That's the goal. People will play our games and find us and be like, we like that studio. That's the idea.
And look at Lumina's coexistence stuff, like they amazing, like they did amazing work with their tutorial game, and now they copying, also not copying, they creating their own showroom, and they have some really talented guys over there, and probably they can make your game running in their showroom before we can even do it in Star Atlas, probably, because they much more open, like they not hindered by the big company like Automata or something. We will see how it plays out. And there's probably a lot of
You know,
other people who develop for Star Atlas or for the future in the game, and it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, we are actually in open communication with them right now
Uh,
about they're going to develop areas for different people, groups,
I
peoples,
know.
and whatnot.
I bought the Star Atlas TV station thing in there as well. Yeah. And then there's also Benny. Benny, he found some people now, some students in his guild to help him programming his racing game. I think they're pretty close too, because it's also pretty simple. I think it's a good way to start with all this. The simpler the better actually, because everybody like in Discord or wherever we are can easily download it. It's quick, or you put it on a website and can start playing it. It's not too complicated. It's maybe a good thing, to keep it simple. Like,
Ooh, and I did have one last little leak about the game.
okay.
This one is going to be a surprise to pretty much everybody because I only just hammered out the details on it yesterday.
Hmm.
But it will be on the second level. So, like, you understand the concept is like with Tufa Attack, we can change the name and make different games based on different things like Vsauce Attack or anything like that, Fimble Attack, whatever.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so the next one, we haven't come up with specifically what the attack name is going to be, but the level itself is going to be centered around players defending one of Bodhi's tree arrows.
Cool.
And
So I also for my game I had a starting menu, and then there was a nice implementation. I think it's a Microsoft Service Hub or something, and then you could create profiles, and then you can have the option like to just start the game not just with a thimble, with a Objet, or with a thimble airbike or something. So yeah, it's a lot of possibilities. But then on the other hand, we have to watch out for Star Atlas, because yeah, they don't like that we use their assets, so to say. We have to see how it works out.
well, we went through a rigorous confirmation process before we even moved forward. So, like when
Cool.
we started to produce this project, I had a whole different ship design and everything. There was no MIC, there was no Tufas, there was nothing. It was a whole nother game that I was working on, and I basically overlaid the Star Atlas information on top of
Yeah,
it, and then built the rest of the
I,
engine.
I think I saw s- there's a on the it's called a Game Maker. There's the space shooter tutorial or something, and
That's the space shooter. Yep, you found the
yeah,
right one.
yeah,
It had the green fuzzy balls with the black stripes.
yeah, and then yeah, you have Pixel. You can exchange the graphics, and then you can add your stuff freely. But like, it's good to have a basis to work on, and to get all the details. As you said, you learn so much every day. You work on it, you learn something, and you make it better, and yeah, that's nice. Good. I think we come to an end. We already like, I don't know, 40
No, that
minutes.
should work. I just want to say thanks for having me. It was cool. I'm glad we finally got to come together on it.
Yeah, it's always difficult with the time zones and stuff, but yeah, nice. Nice to have you, and nice you found the time to make this interview. And it's gonna take some days. I'm already have so many interviews, and we just releasing one each day, so it probably takes 10 days or so before we put it up on the Twitter and all the socials and stuff. But yeah, cool.
No, man, it's all good whenever. I just wanted to make sure to be here for you. That's
Nice.
what we're here for in this community. We're a family here.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tired and look a little bit, but we did it, and that's the most important thing. And it's kind of the time capsule. In 10 years, the little kids look back and say, "Ah, that's the guy who made the Tufa Attack," something like that. That would be cool. Cool. Yeah, I wish you all the best for the future. Good luck with everything. Good luck for Tufa Attack, and yeah, I hope
you as well, man.
you see again. Maybe we can set something up in the coexisting new showroom, and we walk around there and we play Tufa Attack together, and like with our avatars. So that would be cool. We should do that.
Yeah. No, that's the hope. That whole arcade machine they mentioned. We're crossing our fingers for that because I think that would be pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool, yes. Okay, have a good one. Wish you all the best, and Thanks for everything, and we'll see you. Bye bye.
Take care, man. Bye bye.